Hi, my name is Choncé with badcredit.org, and today I want to talk to you about Money Mutual. Money Mutual is a company that is not a direct lender, but they're rather a loan marketplace. And their job is simply to connect you with lenders who may be willing to approve you for a short term loan, especially when your credit isn't great. If you have poor credit and you're looking for options, this is definitely a company to look into and consider. When I first visited their website, everything looked really clean and straightforward, and it was very quick money focused. Like their brand is all about speed. So it's easy to see the maximum loan amount that they offer and how fast the process is. Also, the fact that you can get started in just a few minutes. But beyond that, the information is pretty minimal on the website. They don't show typical interest rates, repayment examples, or even basic eligibility guidelines up front. You have to click the Get Started button and submit details before you see anything real or helpful to you in terms of what your loan could look like. But once you start the process, Money Mutual gathers your information and they pass it along to their network of lenders. I noticed right away that the company focuses on much smaller loan amounts, usually between $100 to $5,000. This tells me that they are targeting borrowers who are looking for fast emergency cash rather than long term financing. So just be sure to keep that in mind too. And for people with fair or poor credit, that can be both a great thing and it can also be a warning because smaller loans tend to come with quicker approvals and Money Mutual leans into that. But because everything happens so fast, it's easy to overlook the real cost of the loan until you're already deep in the process. So keep that in mind. I also checked out their privacy and security details, and they do have standard encryption to protect your information if you're just worried about using an online loan marketplace. They're pretty secure from what I've seen. They also explain how your data is shared. Although I wish there was a little bit more explanation, they were a little more beginner friendly with how they explained privacy and all of that. One thing I did appreciate though, that Money Mutual itself doesn't perform a hard credit inquiry. So you go to the initial form and you fill it out, and that triggers a soft credit pull, which won't affect your credit score. The hard inquiry happens later after you choose a lender and complete the full application on the lender's website. Money Mutual also doesn't charge you anything to use their service. They get paid by the lenders in their network, not by you, the borrower, which is great. But here's the catch though. Some of the lenders they connect you with can offer extremely high APRs. I saw one example with an APR over 400% for a small loan, which in my opinion is definitely not worth it. It sounds more like a payday loan unless the situation is like truly urgent and you have a very clear plan about how you would pay that back fast. So the actual application process, it moves pretty fast, but it is detailed as well. So I actually went through it step by step. After selecting the loan amount I was thinking about, I entered basic information like my name, email, birthday, last four of my social security number. They also asked for personal information like my address, income, employment details, the next day you get paid, all that stuff. It was very specific. This part honestly felt more like a payday loan application than a traditional personal loan because I've never had a personal loan lender ask me when my next payday was on an application. I also had to enter banking details, routing, account number before even moving on in this stage. So this form did take a few minutes to complete, but after submitting everything, the site processed the information and then they started showing potential loan offers. So some offers came quickly and others took longer. I remember just sitting on the page for over a minute while things loaded up, but it wasn't too long. So once the lenders are loaded up into the next stage, then you'll be able to see the loan amount, your monthly payment, the number of payments you'd make, and the interest rate. And so at that moment, I would say definitely tread lightly and carefully and make sure you read all those details and see if you're okay with them. If you're approved for a loan through Money Mutual's network, you're sent then to the lender's own website to finish the official application. Again, remember this is a loan marketplace, not an actual direct lender. At that stage, they'll check your credit, finalize the loan terms, and every lender is different though. So some might ask for more documents, others might move faster, slower, some might even fund the loan the next day. So if you're denied or if you don't like the loan options you see, you can always try for more with Money Mutual. Sometimes they'll match you with other lenders or they'll suggest another lender network entirely to try to help you. And if all the lenders do say no, though, you'll usually get some type of explanation telling you why. And I recommend reading through that carefully so that way you can know what you need to fix with your situation before trying again, whether it's income, credit, things like that. So I think Money Mutual's biggest strength is the speed. Also, if someone absolutely needs cash quickly and traditional lenders are saying no or they have bad credit, this platform is easy to use and it's very accessible too. But compared to other more transparent lenders, I feel Money Mutual falls short in terms of upfront information. They don't show interest rates or repayment examples until you go through the entire form, which takes a couple of minutes. That said, the process is fast. They don't charge any fees to use their site, and they can be an option for some people with low credit who just feel stuck. But I would strongly recommend checking out all other options, whether it be consolidation loans, a personal loan, even asking your bank for a hardship loan. But if you do use Money Mutual, just make sure you fully understand the interest rate and pay off the loan as fast as you can. So, in closing, that's my thoughts on Money Mutual, my experience on using this loan marketplace. If you want to learn more about this company, I definitely encourage you to check out the review that I wrote. And just remember that speed is great, but not if it keeps you trapped in a debt cycle. So, you want to make sure when you're getting a loan that you're okay with the terms and that you do have a plan to pay it off, regardless of what type of lender that you choose.